who's unconscious on his arms, being fireman carried, and with them, what looks to be an arid soldier.
Flexing.
Hoisting nunnery.
Yeah, picking up nunnery.
Are you with us?
Yeah. I think he is.
Okay.
So, okay, I like poke my head over. They're in a hole.
We are in a hole.
They are in a hole. You look down and you see just like a mound of just dirt and bricks, and around that you kind of see like what looks to be a stream off in the distance. You can tell under here is obviously just a wet, dank human place. You're not sure where exactly it leads to, but it is under Il-Hayed.
So I say, have you lost your footing?
I go, ah! Ersid's ghost is haunting us now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll put a hand on my axe.
Can we discern the direction of the voice?
Easily.
I will look up.
You can tell it's coming, and you see Ersid just kind of like
Just
looking down at you.
smiling, waving with a big smile.
Oh, you took your bloody time.
Who's that?
Are you dead? Or alive? Or like dead alive, like your brother?
Boy, mate, we don't need any more ghosts here. There's already enough going on, mate. Please
not-
tell us you're living.
He's not a fucking ghost.
Well, she asked. I thought it was pertinent to make sure.
God.
As far as I can tell, I'm the same as when I left. So, you know, who really is a ghost and who's not, you know?
I'm not a ghost.
Okay.
Sounds
Who's
like
this
something
guy?
a ghost might say.
Who's this muscly man?
Sorry, go ahead. Introduce yourself,
Oh, okay.
mate.
Hi, I'm Phil.
He makes a
Bill.
good peach cobbler.
Hey, thanks.
And Nonnery kind of speaks up. Are you coming down here, or
Do you have a robe?
do you?
Well, I didn't know like what the situation was. I didn't know if you wanted to be in the hole or not. So, you know, if you didn't want to be in the hole, then it would have been a mistake for me to jump down in there, you know?
Do we not want to be in the hole?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you guys are
Well,
up
I
to.
feel like I feel like we can explore Il-Hayed from the top better and find what we need to find.
How big, how like far of a drop is it?
It's roughly like 30 to 40 feet.
Yeah, you could toss some rope down here for us if you could find something to tie it to. We've got some heavy
Fucking
people down here, and Nonnery isn't going to be able to climb up himself, so that will be.
you don't want to be down there then.
I don't think so. It was not the original plan to fall into a hole fighting a bone snake.
Yeah, we fought a bone snake.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It
Alright,
was
well-
something.
Let me check my bag. Do I have a rope?
You should have
DM? Yeah, I do have a rope, but is it
You
40
should have
feet?
50 feet of rope.
Oh, okay, perfect. I guess I'll look for something that I can tie it to.
Shouldn't be hard to find something to tie it to. You're in a forest. There's all kinds of trees around you. You could probably find a sturdy one pretty easily. But I do think we should see how well you can tie it.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
hey,
Oh,
wait, who is this? What was your name again?
I'm sorry, my name's Ersid.
Great, Ersid. Don't tie the rope around medium to smaller sized rocks. Some of them come to life and explode.
And explode.
Wow, that's really fucking random. Like, what a random ass thing.
Yes, I hate magic. Well, I don't hate it. It's just magic. This is magic, right? This is what happens when you mess with magic, right? It's rocks explode for no reason when they should just be rocks.
Can someone please tie this rope? Are you coming down here?
I'll try and not tie it around the rock then.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me sleight of hand with intelligence.
Oh, sleight of hand, not survival.
I'll go ahead and let you use survival.
Yes. 18.
Okay. You get this knot centered around the tree. It's roughly like 10 feet away from the hole itself, so you are losing a little bit of length. But as you coil it down there, you guys find it's pretty easy to grab as long as you climb up on top of the mound.
Okay. So we can all climb up the rope.
I think it's fine. Who's taking Nonnery up?
I am.
One of the buff musclies.
I'm going to have you make a check.
Okay.
I think everyone else can take their time. I think I'm going to have you make a check.
Okay.
So athletics.
I'll cast guidance on him.
Go ahead.
Is that a plus D4?
It's a
Yep.
D4, yeah.
D4.
She'll go up just as far as she can with her arms first. And
So that's a
then,
natural
wrap it
one.
around her leg. What?
A natural 1.
It is. But
Fuck.
it's a plus 7 and plus 3. So that's plus 10. So it's 11 total.
Okay. So as you're going up this rope, did you wait for everyone else to go up first?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. As you're going up this rope, Nonnery starts to like slip off, and you have to catch him. And doing so forces you to kind of like reassess your trajectory. Either you're gonna fall off, you're not gonna be able to. So go ahead and make a dex save to see if you can make sure you can stay on this rope.
Natural 20.
Easy peasy.
Rope was a little slippery from Kane, apparently. On no liquid.
You grab it, you get it. You sort of solidify yourself as you kind of get the rope between your knees. You get your feet steady, you get your hands steady. You check on Nonnery to make sure he's holding you tight. And after a while, you manage to get all the way up. And Kanawa kind of looks up at you guys. You think it might be a good idea to split up?
When is it ever a good
No.
idea to split up?
Look for clues.
Exactly.
Of what? The storm?
Yes. Look, mate, I understand, but now we have like a pincer maneuver that we can perform on the ruins itself. As long as I stay away from that creepy snake thing, I think Branch and I will be fine.
Branch is unconscious. Do you want to rest first for a little bit and then we can split up if that's something you're still interested in?
Well, if I go up there, I'm just coming with y'all. I don't need to jump back down, up and out of holes.
I just mean rest right here by the hole, but whatever.
Kanoa, I suppose it's up to you, mate.
Well, I think Branch and I can handle ourselves.
Don't try and double cross us.
You don't trust me, mate, after all we've been through.
Well,
Old habits die hard.
That's fair. No, I'll take care of Branch. I mean, there's not a lot of activity down here. At least from what we've seen.
For now.
And so, if I can help us clear more terrain by the time we meet up, then there we go.
Well, it's not part of my job to look after you, but if you're confident that you can take care of yourself, be my guest.
Yeah, what exactly is part of your job, Mr. Phil? Philip? Philip or Phil?
Phil is good. I work for the Kingdom of Arid, which means if there's an issue that's related to magic, I go investigate it, take care of it. That's it.
Seems like there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Weisgard is here too.
No,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
actually
like-
do agree with that.
So, yes.
When they called on me, I was under the impression that it would just be me and the men that I usually work with. And when I got here, all these other political forces were also here. I don't want any part of it. I just want to resolve this and go home.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's almost like if all of these different entities could, you know, come together in peace and harmony, you know, we could join together.
Maybe.
And, you know, and work together for the greater good.
Maybe we'll have to. Are you okay?
That
You
is-
were gone for a while. Now you're back.
Oh, I saw some weird fucking shit. That's for sure. But maybe another time around the campfire.
Very well.
Great to Ilhayed.
Okay. Are you guys resting?
I think we should.
All right, short rest.
Do what you guys need to do. If you guys want to role play, feel free.
Sure, I'll walk up to Isid. Give him the classic, arm handshake.
The classic arm handshake.
Fantasy arm handshake.
The fantasy where you
To the
grab
elbow.
Yeah, to the elbow, the forearm.
Yeah.
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, well, good to have you back. Are you alright? Seen some pretty weird stuff from the past. You know, and then-
Physically or emotionally?
Yeah, mentally is really well.
Mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I kind of had to hold it all in, but yeah, there's a lot to take in, you know. As you can imagine, I was not expecting that to happen, so it's kind of blindsided, as well as the fact that my brother is pretty high up in the ranks of the Raskavan, so that was kind of a tough pill to swallow. But then also juggle that with the fact that I'm glad that he's not dead. So, you know, I got a lot of confusing things going on in my mind.
Yeah, I can imagine. Sorry about the blindsidedness of that, but I suppose a little bit of relief as well. At least knowing he's alive.
It's alright. It's a question answered, you know, so I don't have to spend my time wandering around the wastelands.
Right.
But anyway, what about you lot?
Well,
You fought a bone spider, huh?
snake.
Snake.
Oh, a snake.
Yeah, big. It was big. Wasn't just like a regular little garden snake. Made of bones. It was like
Well, yeah, that
fucking
wouldn't
big,
be.
you know.
That would hardly even be worth telling me if it was a garden snake.
Right, and
So
it could talk, and I'm pretty sure it casts a spell. It
a
definitely casts
sentient, magic wielding bone spider. Yeah.
snake. What the fuck?
I don't know.
Are you sure you're all right?
No, okay, so in my head, I know it's a snake, but for some reason the phrase bone spider sounds better. Bone snake, bone spider. Yeah, I know what you mean.
All right. Well, when they write the song of our victory here, we'll change it from bone snake to bone spider.
Because it rolls off the tongue a lot more.
History is written by the champions, something like that. So if you want to change anything, I'll be sure to take good notes.
Great. Perfect, Nonary.
But spiders don't have bones, so
That's actually true. Yeah.
That's a fair fact.
Yeah, well,
They do make a good point, Ersid.
you got, you change a few facts here and there to make things entertaining. But, Nanori, hey, it's like a nice little reunion that we're having here.
This is not nice. I would prefer if we could, go in there and get out.
I reach into my satchel and there's like none of the cobbler left, so I just take out like sugar cubes and I give one to Nonary and I give one to Ericid. Here. I ran out of cobbler. You can. It's like easy. It's easy to digest. It's good energy.
Is this a
It's just a sugar
This
cube.
is- Oh, okay. I thought it was like some magic meal in
No, I would not ever.
I would not ever.
I make food from scratch with my hands.
Oh, all right. I'll lean over to Kane and I'm like, oh, so this guy is one of those health nuts, huh?
I don't know if he's a health nut. I don't really know a lot about him. I just know that he.
My husband gets sick when he interacts with magic or is exposed to it. So
Well, that's fucking new.
You have
Yeah.
a husband,
yes.
not a wife.
Yes, I have a husband.
Oh, I thought the weirder thing was that you get sick when there's magic.
I mean,
Not me, my husband. He gets sick when he's exposed to magic. That was my incentive to come out and investigate the magical storm because it's affecting him. He is not doing well.
You don't want him to get any sicker from the storm spreading more.
Yeah,
Okay.
because, despite Arid having an anti-magic field, he is still somehow getting sick even though he's inside of it.
how do you
That's-
know it's magic related?
The symptoms, it's always the same.
Well, that's amazing that he's so far away and he's still feeling affected by it. I mean, that just tells you that this is some serious business.
Yeah, well, that and all these other groups, again, have no idea why they're here. But it is what it is, just another job. So, everyone feeling better?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you okay? You seemed spaced out in the cave.
Yeah, well, I did see something. Very tall lady.
Taller than this lady.
Yeah, much.
It's pretty tall.
Pretty tall.
I think it was a goddess, but I don't know who.
Tuhanu?
Rook?
I don't know.
Do I know that name at all?
Tuhanul?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
Yeah. Everyone, I mean, the messengers of Tuhanul have been making quite the name for themselves.
Okay.
How much of the lore you know, I'm not entirely sure, but I think the basics you would know is that they think that there is a goddess named Tuhanul who is trying to restore the earth to a natural state, or restore Elbrin to a natural state.
Yeah, I don't know who it was. I just saw her. You're new around here, but I'm constantly plagued with visions.
Well, what makes you think that she's a goddess?
Her like 8-foot tall visage, and that fact that she appeared, from nowhere.
I mean, but you could also just be like going into like a state of psychosis and you could just be
I
hallucinating.
think I'm going insane.
Well, I just
Doubt that.
I feel like I'm the most rational one of our group.
Acid, we saw you ask for your brother and him pull himself out of a portal and disappear you. And you think that the craziest thing is that Cain may or may not have interacted with the deity through some sort of visionary effect.
Well, let me just point out. Well, first of all, I'm just I'm just shooting the shit. I'm just, trying to play all the options here. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. But the main difference there, I think, is that everyone saw my brother come out of a hole in the reality, and nobody else saw this goddess that he's seeing. So maybe hallucination is the wrong word. Could it just be in his mind?
Phil, was it?
Yeah.
Carry me.
Yeah. I don't like this. I'm gonna pick up Nanare and just start walking.
Okay.
Probably
We're
not
gonna
the
go.
right idea.
We're gonna go.
And originally, this piece of Ilhaid that you can see on the map was covered in rubble, but due to all of the minor quakes and tremors that were caused in the little scuffle that you guys had, it looks like it's sort of opened up, and it looks like you guys can get into the main of what we would consider the Ilhaid town square. Ersid, one thing you notice as you're kind of walking away, you kind of check back in that hole where Kanua and Branch are, and you can see that both, well, mainly Kanua, something's wrong with him. He's sort of like shaking, and he's kind of curled up. He looks like he's having a real hard time. He doesn't notice you, though, as he kind of fiddles around with Branch and tries to patch him up. But you can just tell he's struggling. His hands are shaky. He kind of falls a couple of times. He's spitting more snot out than usual. But that is something you notice as you guys enter Ilhaid.
That's the guy that didn't like my cobbler, right?
Who didn't like your
didn't like my cobbler. Yeah.
Wait, why is he still in the hole?
He didn't want to come with us.
He's fucking scared.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. He is just scared.
Maybe not, but
Or sick.
yeah, maybe.
So we're in El Hayed now?
Yes. So,
Am I seeing Dion and the other guys?
So, as you guys walk into Ilhaid, I just wanted to see if Ersid was going to do anything about that before, but that's why I hadn't said anything, just so you know. You guys walk in, and what looks to be a proud and large and affluent capital is now just left in ruin. You see turrets and towers that are clamored and dilapidated and just stuck under sand. You see whittling stairways sort of edging their way into what would be these grand staircases that are left just a semblance of what they were as they spindle into what is left of certain fortresses that make up Ilhaid. So all you have are these white walls, and every once in a while you see graffiti. It looks like there have been there's been activity here, whatever it might be. And you see it in a couple of languages, defacing a lot of like these draconic statues that are lined up of these dragonborn scholars that look very proud. Some of them are missing heads. Others are missing their books and arms. Some of them are just completely crumbled underneath their own weight. And amongst this, without getting any further into the actual like citadel itself, that's all you see are these graffitied walls and just ruins and stairways leading into different parts of Ilhaid.
What does the graffiti say?
What languages can you read?
Common and Elvish.
You can't read any of it.
Is any of it in Draconic?
Let's see.
Or Sylvan.
Or giant? Or orc?
All of us. Any of these?
What languages can you speak? You do happen to see one piece of draconic graffiti, and it says, "She has left us. Tyranny has won."
Narissa reads it really slowly. She has left us. Tyranny has won. That's what it says in Draconic and then in Common.
Well,
Sorry, I'm not very good at reading.
no, I thought it was great.
How foreboding. Thank you for reading that. I am feeling so safe.
Yeah.
It is a comforting thing to put on the statue.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, never mind.
Okay. If we look up the sky, what does the storm look like presently, and how far from us is it? Where we would assume to be the center.
There is no blatant signifier of what the center might be.
Okay.
You look up in the sky and you see actually less of the roiling clouds that you saw on the outskirt. It's almost as if everything above you is just a flat gray.
If I think back to the vision, where I assume tyranny was, is there anything that I'm seeing now that looks similar to where she was coming out of?
You look back and you try your hardest to remember and sort of like take that memory and lay it over, what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And where you saw that giant skull, you look forward and you kind of see a condensation of trees, sort of like a grove. And as you look closer, you can see what looks to be like the remnants of some sort of like towers or almost like an arena almost. I'd say the thing it reminds you of most is the shrine where you first met Sadame.
Okay. All right. We need to find that because we need to find the fucking girl because she's the thing. Okay.
Sorry, what girl?
You weren't there for that?
No.
Fucking shit. The girl.
Kaki's daughter?
Yeah.
I don't remember her name.
Kana'o.
Kana'o.
Kana'o came to do her pilgrimage to become the next shaman of the Green Elves.
Oh, and she's just out here somewhere.
Well, she's been stuck, said Kakazu. She's been stuck out here for I don't know how long, I don't remember, but I'm assuming that something went wrong as she came out to do her trial, and that is what is causing this magical chaos storm. So if we can save her, perhaps the storm will stop.
And what information did he give us about where exactly she would be?
Well, my thought is over there in that tree line, that amalgamation of trees. It's similar to the one that, what was her name?
Sadame.
Sadame was in when we met her first, so presumably that might be where Kana'o is.
Do I see Dion and the guys anywhere?
Go ahead. What's your passive?
My passive is +5, so 15.
15. You don't see any of your battalion, but one thing you do notice is a lone pauldron nearing the stairway to your east, or to the right of you. It's just it looks like it was detached by force from someone's armor. It's black, just like the rest of Arid's armor.
I'll like slowly walk up to it cautiously.
Okay.
And kind of look around it, and also, is it like going upstairs? Like, is it going into a building, or is there like a trail of more pieces of armor in front of it?
You don't see a trail of more pieces of armor, but what you do notice is a lot of rubble scattered about. Pieces of the citadel around you have crumbled off, and you kind of take a look and you see a bunch of the same small little hole divots
I really hope they didn't get caught by those exploding rock things. Or the snake. I hope there's not another snake.
Mm.
Okay, well, Dion is one of the stronger ones of us, and hopefully they're all right.
Did they go on ahead or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the middle of the night, we lost a handful of our men. And the other parties that were here, some people left from their encampments as well. We assumed that they all went towards Ilhayed, and so now we're here, and I don't see them.
And Nonary kind of looks down. This looks like unfortunate proof.
I am going to try to remain optimistic as much as I can. But, like I said, Dion's stronger than I am, so if he can't handle this stuff, then I don't know.
Great.
I'll stick with you guys in the meantime because your theory is worth testing.
So we should go to the tree line.
I think so.
Okay. And after some time, you walk through and you see like just remnants of walls and other buildings where it looks like homes used to sit that have just fallen to the test of time. Some were obviously pillaged, and the only thing that comes to your mind specifically, Kane, is this has to have been the doing of Weisgard in their early days, and the crusades that they still plight upon Elbrin. And after some time, you finally make it to this grove, and mixed in with the trees, you see these white pillars that raise up, and what's left over of some sort of ceiling. And in the middle of this grove, you do see an archway made of all kinds of vines and roots and such. As you walk in, Kane specifically, you see a familiar motif. It's done from a very ancient perspective, almost like a hieroglyph, but you walk into this very wide circular room, and at the north end, you see a large mural of a giant, huge dragon with all kinds of colored scales: gold, red, green, silver, black, whatever it might be, the whole cusp of the rainbow in every metal you've ever seen. And it's looking down on what seem to be motifs of Dragonborn, who all have their hands up, but they're faced opposite this dragon. And on the left, where they are facing, is a smaller sort of floating dragon, obviously not a Dragonborn, who is purely red, with what looks to be a crown of jewels surrounding their head.
I'll walk up to it.
To say, do any of us even know anything about this? Not really look at it.
And then just around, you see like sort of like those little like stone beds that you would use in like an infirmary. There's all kinds of places for incense, and any rooms that were here are completely shattered and down. This is a very open space now, but you don't see any people or anything here, just a lot of different art. And as you guys look around, there's even more murals depicting several different things. There's one that seems to be a war between dragons and giants, and there's others that seem to be, it looks like a treatise between different dragon kinds.
Kind of she like rubs her hand like over it, over like the metal and like the dragons and stuff. Back where I'm from, we have this pit. It reminds me a bit of this. It's circular, and embedded into it are metal and paints and carvings of Mashok and his rise and fall. And it reminds me a bit of this.
That's your god.
Was.
was your god.
But he is asleep. Or dead. I'm not sure. Maybe this is something like it.
Similar, for sure.
Like a really big textbook of history.
Mm.
Well, I guess that means it's my specialty. If you don't mind, I'd like to spend some time here and sort of decipher what I can from these.
Of course.
Sure.
We will keep an eye out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of walk around and keep an eye out.
Okay. Are you looking for anything specifically?
I guess any sign of people who had previously been here, like Phil was saying, we had assumed that people were going to be here, so any sign of recent life?
Make a survival or investigation check.
24.
24.
Survival.
You take your time and you kind of skirt the perimeter, and you're not finding any like huge units of people. Like, you don't see any crowds of footprints or anything. And after a while, you realize that there is only one set of footprints. They're sort of small, and you can tell that their steps are extremely calm, and they enter this sort of shrine. You never see them leave.
Mm. Well, I go to Phil. Phil.
Yeah.
I kind of direct his attention to these footprints. Do the size of these footprints, do they add up to any people that you might know?
They're small footprints.
Yes.
We're all pretty big guys. This doesn't look like the footprints that would belong to any of my men. But somebody's been here, that's for sure.
Then maybe it's that little girl that we're looking for.
Want to check it out?
After you.
All right. Yeah, I'll start walking towards the shrine. I mean, being
You guys
cautious.
are in the
We're
shrine.
in
Oh,
it.
we're in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow the footprints and try to go deeper.
Just following the footprints, because once you finally make it into the shrine, it becomes like a bed of that same white marble laced with all kinds of just foliage. So there's no place for footprints to be left once you're inside. And Ercid has already confirmed that he's never seen them leave.
Okay, well, I can't use anything that would be helpful right now, because if I detect a magic, it's just going to be sensory overload.
Oh, that's right.
What's up with the most regal statue, you said?
Oh, the red dragon?
I want to inspect that one.
Okay. What are you looking for specifically?
Is the crown detachable?
You know what? Fair enough.
It is not.
Well,
Yeah, maybe we should look for
anything-
fucking anything.
Anything
We're
can
gonna-
be detachable
Right.
if you try
Well-
hard.
But is it like like
that
it's like
was-
embedded in the wall?
It's a painting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you would have to like
Okay.
break it out, and that seems kind of bad.
The jewels are not real, they're painted jewels.
Yes.
Dang. She'll come up. She just like bumps your shoulder. If there was anything wrong, you would tell me, right? You just seem distracted.
Okay.
Can I see them?
Yeah.
We always think we're having the slyest
Bastard.
conversation.
I haven't said anything.
Yeah.
Oh, little girl!
And you guys are like, Phil, you're doing your thing. You're kind of staying around, but you see that Nerissa's like trying to talk to Kane. So you're like, what's going on here? And but you're doing your best to Thane keeping up with Airsid as he's just yelling and like looking around.
It's just echoing.
We're here to help you. Come on out.
The goddess was not the only thing I saw in the vision. I saw a big dragon with 5 heads all coming out.
She just points up
And
to
say,
like the dragon mural.
It's not exactly similar. This is just one giant dragon.
Oh, okay. But multiple heads.
multiple heads.
Was it a good thing? Did it feel like a good thing or a bad thing?
Both.
Great. Did you get anything else out of it? Or it just showed up?
It said to find it.
Should we?
I'm feeling drawn towards it. Like I need to do it.
But is that your feeling? Or its?
I think it's mine as well as its.
I can't decide for you. But if you think that it is truly how you feel, then maybe you should do it. But if you think it's an influence, then I wouldn't.
Just think about the orb.
And as you sort of have this thought, you feel a strange rumbling inside the orb. It's both sad and rageful all at once, but no words come to mind. Ersid, you're walking around, screaming, yelling. You finally decide to take a step outside of the shrine, and you're moving around in this grove that doesn't seem to be as nearly twisted and deranged as the outer redolent wood was. Something about this is still pure for some reason. And you finally decide to just give up and turn back. You're not finding anything. And as you go to kind of return to the rest of your party, standing in front of you is a very translucent dragonborn with sort of an astute sort of sense about them. They seem very prim and proper as they look down on you. They're about 7 feet tall. They're like a cloudy blue color with these fins and tendrils, almost sort of like dreadlocks, tied and pulled back into a very astounding robe with a very large collar that seems to sweep around their head, kind of like the frill of like a frilled lizard, as it drapes down their body like fantastic curtains. So, it seems I have been called.
Oh. Huh, that's not who I thought I was calling for. But hi. Do you live here?
There are others within the shrine.
So what happened? Where is everyone?
And they look at you and they raise their sort of like brow spine.
Brow spikes.
Yeah, and you can tell that it's just kind of like this inquisitive look, but it also doesn't look like it's responding to you. Like, not so much that it heard what you said or had much to do of anything, as it turns around and walks at a slow enough pace for you to follow.
Okay.
Am I
I'll follow.
seeing this?
Yes.
Okay.
Like as you turn your eyes away from them, you
Yeah.
turn and you see this same creature walking towards you,
It's
heading
just
towards.
nonstop. It's just nonstop.
It never ends.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I'll go with Ersid because this seems new.
Well, it showed up like in between you. So as you turn, you see this creature as well. And Airsid's like trying to talk to it as it walks. And it sort of like stops for a second and it walks through you.
Ew.
Don't do that again.
It seems I have been called. So may our lesson begin.
This
As
sounds
it-
like a bad time.
As it steps inside the shrine, you turn and you see this translucent dragonborn figure. Nanari stops riding and it sort of opens its arms as the shrine around you almost rebuilds itself. And you get to take a glimpse into a past time. And we're going to take a break. We will see you guys after this. Let's get a breather and we'll see you in about 15 minutes. Yo, what is up, guys? We are back for the second half of this session to make sure we have enough time to explore and get on. I did all of the sponsors and things like that at the beginning, so why don't we get back into it? Make sure we have some music playing. There we go. And again, you guys are all in the shrine. Phil, you're like trying to keep up with this ephemeral entity as it walks through you. Ersid, you're kind of like keeping pace. Are you still trying to talk to it? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess I'll say, excuse me, madam, what's your name?
And they stop to look at you after they kind of say, let's start our lesson. And you get cut off by the fact that once you walk back into the shrine, it's almost pristine. Like, it looks like it's in its heyday. All of the walls are up, all of the pillars are fully connected to a ceiling that makes its way from one side to the other, and you kind of see other translucent dragonborn just milling about, going through like the rituals of prayer and what seems to be some sort of communion. And the original dragonborn, you ask its name. Hello, I am Limcol, and I am here to tell you about Asgorath and the way that the Dragonborn came to be. If you are to know the truth about Ilhaid, well, I assume that is why you came on your pilgrimage. As they begin to walk further into the room, Nonnery's just kind of flabbergasted. He's looking, he's watching everything, taking as many notes as he can as this ghost seems to kind of skirt the walls and like drag their hands across them. And as they do, he first starts with the motif to your right. In the beginning, there were many. Red, blue, silver, bronze, chromatic, metallic. Dragons who cause a rift in between themselves. And as you see here, they pray to the one true God, Asgorath. This ghost begins to walk over to the more, the larger motif that has like the multicolored dragon and all the other dragonborn who are praying. So, Asgorath bestowed upon them a gift, and as he touches this wall, the scales of the larger dragon begin to shift and swim in color, almost like a sea of rainbows shimmering across the art itself as it begins to move and sort of circle around these praying dragonborn. And the art stops at the other end where the red crystalline dragon is, who seems to be floating and glowing with a soft light as the ghost of who named themselves Limcol continues to trace this mural. So, Asgorath thought, give them a king. And so, Sardior was born. Sardior of the Ruby Crown. And with Sardior came knowledge. Knowledge that allowed the dragons to propagate, to communicate with the rest of the sapient creatures across the world of Aelbryn, the Dragonborn. And as the ghost says this, you can kind of see movements between the Dragonborn in this mural as they crowd up around Sardior, reaching their hands and waiting for this blessing of knowledge. The animation stops as the ghost makes it to its last mural, where alights a crumbling city where dragons and giants are fighting, each at each other's throats. You can hear the sound of battle, the bellowing of fire from dragon gullets, the storming screams and stomps of giants coming from the west. And in the middle of this motif, you see a star falling down in between them. And the ghost goes on to speak. And here we have the Drag Creek. This war went on for much too long. It is the catalyst for the world we live in now, where our ancestors are absent, where the love of Asgarath and Sardior struggles to reach us. It is these giants who called us evil and then enacted the evil deeds, the genocide of our people. And so, we are here now as this entity makes its way floating back into the middle of the room. And he looks at all of you. I hope this gives you an idea of what you must learn to become your true self. This is your destiny. This is your fate. You will see me again. I am Limkal. And as he says that, all the light and all the beauty from the room that you were sitting in begins to fade away like a white transition, replacing itself with the ruins and overgrown trees that you initially found while walking into this shrine.
See, all you gotta do is ask. Just ask around.
Well,
Oh, that was a lot.
what's everyone make of that?
That graffiti from earlier, that she abandoned us. Is that in reference to Asgarath?
Is Asgarath female?
In all that I have studied, I have seen the name Asgarath. And according to my studies, no. Asgarath was always gendered masculine.
Is she Tuhanul at all, maybe?
There's always a chance. I have no idea. That being said, I have learned a lot about this people's culture, I assume. I wonder what caused this sort of hologram, if you will.
Illusion?
But whether it was real or not, what caused this?
Is this what Kanao came to see? And she saw something, and then maybe something more happened if she didn't leave. But I'm sure she was shown something like this. I'm sure that this is part of that journey that they talk about, that you come here to experience and see, and then when you're ready, you go back with the knowledge of whatever it is that they need to know.
So, then this can't be it, correct? I mean, if this was all Kanao needed to see, she would have came back Like you said, something must have happened, but what? Where do we go from here?
There's nothing like in the floor that looks like it might open up.
Go ahead and make a investigation check.
Super good at those.
Yeah, I'd like to check out the red dragon statue with the crown
Okay, go
and
ahead.
just kind of like finagle with it.
4.
It's a painting.
Oh, it's a painting?
Yes.
I'm just stomping on stones.
Yeah, you're just trying to find like, oh, this could be hollow. This
Yep.
could be hollow. I'm
Yep.
waiting to fall through, but you're not finding anything that seems like there's no give. There's no reason any part of this floor is holding some kind of secret door.
You just see her like jumping across these stones.
What are you doing?
Well, the floor fell out from under us before. Maybe it will happen again. I'm just checking.
What's further out towards where Irsed was going when the Dragonborn appeared behind him?
You clamber out into the forest, and all you see is more forest. You don't seem to see anything with any kind of like significance.
Okay.
You do see a clearing within this forest that gives you a very clear view of Heaven's Spire, which is not affected at all, it seems, by the visual effects of the magical storm. This area, for some reason, just seems the most pure. It's the most pure piece of the forest you've seen since you've entered the Redolent Wood.
Maybe someone should try doing some magic.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I almost did, but I didn't because I thought about it. So.
How far away is the Heaven Spire?
More like hundreds of miles away.
Oh, okay.
I would like to walk to the middle of the peaceful clearing and look around to see if there's anything weird. And if I don't, then I will do something else.
You don't see anything that seems out of place.
Yeah, I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic in the center of the clearing.
How far does that extend?
30 feet?
I think it's 30 feet. Um, 30 feet of you, yeah.
30 feet. Okay, go ahead and roll me a D100.
Okay.
Imagine if I got Wish again.
And that'd be crazy.
I mean, it's just a 1 out of 100 chance. Those odds are pretty good, actually.
He's saying, what if I got Wish again?
34.
34.
What could that mean?
Your visions come to life.
Oh
They all
no.
come attack me.
You activate your magical tattoos, and they begin to raise off of you, glowing, and they start to swirl around and create like maps and patterns, what looks to be like connections between certain points in the area. And only you can really understand what like the patterns between these different circuits would mean. And the most prevalent one you see at first is a very large collection of these circuits that speaks to you that divination is at play.
Okay.
And it begins to corrupt and almost glitch out. You see abjuration, you see conjuration, you see evocation, and then they start to get smaller and multiply, all these different schools of magic.
Like as we get further out from
Yes.
the center.
Yes. And you can feel your head just ringing. Your ears begin to bleed. Your nose begins to bleed. You are feeling sick and overwhelmed with the amount of magical force that is being thrown at you.
Yeah, I'll stop. pull the constellations back into my arm. Whoa.
For the next hour, you have disadvantage on your perception checks.
That's okay. Yeah.
Well, Phil, how did that go?
Jesus.
I'm sorry. Did you say something?
That's funny, considering your abilities.
Yeah. This circle, all divine magic. But as we get further out, you kind of start bleeding more into a bunch of different other kinds. Abjuration, evocation. It all kind of starts intermingling with each other, which is something I kind of suspected with the magical storm. However, there's something about this circle, this area, that is exclusively divine magic. And it's not, I don't know, it's not being affected for some reason.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
Does anybody know any divination spells that stay in one place?
Nope.
Protection from good and evil.
I do.
I don't really want to cast magic again right now.
Excuse me, Narissa, I'm not sure if I misunderstand. Are you asking just any type of spell that could be at play here?
Yes, like some spells happen and then they're gone. Some spells happen and they don't leave the space that you cast them.
A common rhetoric of magic is the repetition of certain magic among certain areas can cause for more long-lasting effects. For example, an enchanted weapon, if you keep providing it power, it soon becomes powerful. So, I mean, as far as divination goes, I'm aware that some clerics can divine an area to become a sanctuary or hallow it from all evil sorts of entities. So if whatever magic was at play here continually purified this area, that's what we're looking at.
Still doesn't explain where the little child is. I mean, that's our objective, is it not?
More or less. Maybe she was sucked up into the air.
All I think we can say is she is not here. And as a scholar myself, if she is to learn, I think it is clear that this lesson is not finished.
Sure. Perhaps we should find another area that maybe has another illusion for us to watch.
Maybe more murals. We should dive deeper into the entrance of Vilhayat, I believe. I'm not sure there's much more out here in this forest.
Right.
And as much as I hate to say it, we do know there is an underbelly to this locale.
Yeah.
Yeah, your friends, Branch, and the other one,
Kanua.
Kanoa, they're underneath. That's the assumption. That's what they wanted to do, right?
Right.
For some reason.
We can press on then, deeper into the city, see what we can see.
Well, did they were carrying on, but from underneath?
Yeah, they stayed in the hole.
Yes.
Was the plan.
Which the more I think about is strange, but whatever.
Huh.
Um,
All right.
So as you go back, there are a couple of paths. You can go just back to where you came and finish exploring there. But you also see sort of like a fork in the road that leads towards your west, where you see the juttings of more ruins and sculptures and things like that.
Yeah.
The fork and the road. So the left is sculptures and ruins. What's to the right?
To the right,
Yeah.
right would be, I guess, essentially like where you came from.
Oh, right,
Then
right.
left.
Yeah, then, yeah, check out more ruins, more sculptures.
Okay, so you're avoiding the entrance.
For now.
Okay.
How far away is the hole that Conway was in?
From like the grove?
Yeah, from where we are.
From where we are at the fork.
I'd say a good 300 to 500 feet.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
So you guys are going left.
Yes, deeper in.
Okay. As you explore more of Il Hayed, you come to find what looks to be sort of like a housing unit, sort of like a neighborhood, where you see all these low to the ground marble buildings that are sectioned out. There's one in the middle of what we would call like this village that's a lot bigger than the others. You see that a lot of these things are definitely fallen and ruined, just like everywhere else. But it seems to be in a better position than the rest of the four of Il Hayed.
I'm looking for more signs of Arid's men. So far, I just have the pauldron.
As you guys are like going into this village, right? After some time, you get past the first like couple of houses and what seems to be like a church. Behind there, you find evidence of Arid. A few of your squad members' bodies are strewn across the ground, lifeless.
Dead how?
Dead how?
Get down and like look at their bodies.
Go ahead and roll medicine medicine, arcana, either one.
I do have a question. Are some of these bodies of the men who left with Dion, or are the men that went missing?
So the men who went missing they didn't go missing, they died in that fight with the fiend.
Oh, okay.
And you came to replace them. So
Okay.
these are part of
Because
the
I know that some of them
reinforcements
left
that
in
you
the middle of
traveled
the
with.
night, right? Like some of Arid's men left in the middle of the night.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I was asking, because I took a beat of like who was there with Dion,
Yes.
and who wasn't there with Dion. So
Yes.
are these the guys that were with Dion or weren't?
These guys are definitely the ones who weren't with Dion.
Okay, so they were the ones that kind of like left in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
14.
14. You see that a few of them have like strange. Their skin is blue, and not just like, oh, they're dead full of rigor mortis, but as if something cold got to them.
I'm going to search their bodies to see if any of them have any like wills on them. Someone's got to deliver the news.
There is one, a sad letter. If I don't come back, I died for the cause.
They got dog tags.
My son, leave to him our best horse. To my wife, give her my armor. She can sell it for gold. And to my daughter, a sword to let her know that her father will always protect her.
You don't read this out loud, right?
No.
Okay.
I'll just fold it, put it into my satchel. He has his armor and sword, right?
Yes.
I will take those.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead and put that in your inventory.
They're very cold. Something froze them.
You also see some very large puncture wounds.
Something with sharp claws or big teeth.
God, I hope it's not another snake.
Puncture wounds on the dead bodies.
Yes.
Cold puncture wounds.
Oh, that looks like it could be a bone spider.
Fuck off.
Okay, well, the last thing we fought could puncture things and blow up, and this one can puncture things and freeze them.
Do you want to talk to them
Magic.
and find out what it was that attacked them?
Hello, Dragonborn. We're here for the next tutorial.
I just like put my hand over ears and shh. Hold on for a second before you summon something. What are you saying?
Nimcall was the name.
I can
Limcall.
bring one of these guys semi back to life, and we can talk to him
God.
and find out what it
How
was.
do you know that you can do that? What?
Well,
Since when have you been able to do that?
this orb lets me do certain things, and that's one of them. If you would like, we can talk to them and find out what killed them.
How often can you bring people back to life?
Oh, it's not gonna, like, give him life again.
I think it would be worth it to know.
Oh, so what exactly is happening if you're not giving him life?
It's fake life.
So they die again.
Right.
Like when you're done.
Well, he will be undead.
Forever?
Is it? Do you think you can get answers out of these corpses?
I don't know. I've never done it before.
Do me
Seems ethically questionable, Kane.
Because I'm all about ethics.
Listen.
But
Yeah.
if we find out, we can stop this from happening to anybody else, us included.
Yeah,
Isn't
namely
that
us.
more worth it? I understand that it's not kind, but I wouldn't mind if I died and someone needed to ask my body a question.
My only request is not this body. And I point to the one where I took the sword and armor from.
For sure.
Just do a different one. If you have to.
Alright, do it, Kane. I mean, maybe they can help answer other questions as well.
All right, well, I hope they can talk with us.
You don't even know.
No, I don't.
What exactly are you about to cast?
Animate dead.
Okay. You are casting it?
Yeah, I'll cast it.
Okay. So you kind of grab onto the orb and you ask for the denizen of the orb to animate these dead. And as you do,
As he casts the spell, I use my divine sense.
okay, and that just lets you know if there's like any undead or anything.
It tells me I can detect good and evil. I'm trying to detect if this orb is evil.
That's smart.
It also lets me know, if there's a hollowed area or there's a location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet. But I can detect good and evil.
So, as you begin to speak, you speak in a tongue that is not yours. A voice that isn't Kane's exudes from this orb. And you see like a smoke billow out from the orb itself and fill the nostrils of this corpse as its eyes open and sort of sees fluttering as its body begins to shake. As it breathes the black smoke back out, and it looks at you with sunken eyes, sunken cheeks, its skin struggling to stay on, and all of it completely blue. And as this happens, you immediately get a strong sense of undeath, and that is obviously exuding from this corpse that was just risen. But the one thing you feel, and it's small, but you notice it, is I would say a very powerful but by minute sense of desecration.
Okay. But not evil necessarily.
Detect evil and good doesn't say this is evil or good.
Okay. Which is kind of weird because
What does it do?
It lets you know the presence of like a fiend, fae, construct, undead, aberration, blah, blah, blah. And it can tell you if an object or an area was consecrated or desecrated, which is the evil and good that it speaks of.
okay.
So what about our new zombie friend? How's that guy going?
I am looking. And this, your new zombie friend is simply staring at Kane, flicking its eyes between you and the orb.
I'll put the orb back in my bag. What happened to you?
And it sort of looks and like grabs its face and pulls at its skin, digging like divots into it as it tries to pull it off. And you can see like its hands are rigid, and then it like takes its hands off as it sees that's not really making much of an effect, and it starts to point at its wounds and takes both of its hands and sort of makes like a mouth and begins opening and closing his hands.
Was it a snake?
And it looks at you
Or a spider?
and like it just nods once. It can't really force itself to go up and down.
Made of bone.
And it
Can you point to where it went?
just sort of looks at you blankly.
Well, point to where it went. Change.
What?
Point to where it went.
What did you say? Change?
Does it change?
Oh.
Like if you command it.
It sort of looks around and then it takes its head and just looks behind it and like to the ground.
Okay.
So it can dig.
That's where Branch and Nano are.
Great.
Cool.
I mean, you did see that as it descended, it slithered away.
Yeah.
Figure out how long ago this happened by how stiff they are.
Yeah, but they're frozen.
They are frozen. How long ago? An hour? 2? I'm just waiting until it like gives me a something. It does anything. 3. 4, 5. Half a day.
Well, he doesn't know what day it is today, so like, I don't know how. He just woke up. He was dead. He's not gonna know how long ago it was.
But maybe his ghost was hanging around his body. I don't know.
Definitely not the same.
Okay. Well, perhaps this was a bust.
Well, no, it's not entirely a bust. We know that there's another bone snake.
Yeah.
And the body starts to shift and you can hear its metal and like armor just clanging against each other. Its bones cracking into place and the rigidity of its skin breaking from its movement after being frozen. And it starts to like walk against the wall, dragging its shoulder until it finds a door. And like it keeps trying to take its frozen hands and hit the door and sort of like bump into it.
I'll open the door for it.
And It walks in. Let's see. Let's get you guys on the map. And as it opens up, all you see is a small room full of graffiti, which does happen to have a draconic saying in it.
Or reading.
It says, "Child of Io, star of blackest night."
That's it? Okay. She reads it. It's slow again. What does that mean? Who is Io? I think we've heard of them before.
Yeah, what I know.
Would you know?
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and say no. I don't think that's information you would have.
That's okay.
Nonary speaks up. I have heard tales of Io in dragonborn culture. Some sort of deity, but not as well fleshed out as Askarath.
Okay.
Star of blackest night.
More riddles.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Is the undead man walking anywhere else?
He's walking inside, and while you guys are observing this graffiti, he kind of slips behind a wall, which you kind of turn over to look, and there's a stairway leading down.
Super cool.
I'm gonna keep following my old compatriot.
I'll go.
You go with.
Yeah, is there, really quick though, is there anything valuable up here?
That's
Go ahead
fair.
and roll investigation.
Probably should be looking.
This is a house?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll look in their pantry.
They have the oldest crackers.
15.
Okay.
10.
10. Is that just you two looking?
Yeah, I'm just looking for baking supplies.
I think you wouldn't find anything that is still usable. Like everything is just kind of rotten and old. It's been a while since someone has lived here. Ersid, as you are looking around, you happen to find a very well done painting. It's sort of falling out of its frame, but as you straighten it back out, you see what looks to be a night sky full of stars. And within the stars, you see the traces of a constellation that looks like a wyvern soaring throughout the sky. And at the bottom, there's a depiction of a couple of dragonborn, which seem to be like a mother and child pointing at it.
Nice. Local art.
Great.
Is that this star of blackest night?
My instinct says no.
Take it. Maybe we can sell it.
Oh, I'm sorry, in my bag.
Fair enough. You guys are heading downstairs. You head downstairs, and immediately as you do, it starts to get colder. It immediately drops like 5-10 degrees. And you see the makings of a workshop that is completely dismantled. There's desks and chairs broken and strewn about, bookshelves knocked over, vials, glasses, and all kinds of equipment just everywhere and in shambles. You happen to find another body of one of the battalion there.
Any wills on him?
No.
Okay.
And just a few things thrown about. And near the southwest corner of this workshop, there is a giant hole that is dripping wet and carved into the earth. You see a path that resembles a lot of the dirt from when you guys fell the first time.
This.
I yell into, well, not yell, but I just speak into the hole. Branch. Kanoa. You there?
Jeez. Thanks.
Hello?
The only
look
response is your
over-
soft echo as it bounces off of the walls.
I look over at, I go over to, oh my god.
Phil?
No, not Phil.
Okay,
Nonary?
Narissa. I'm sorry. I go over to Narissa. Are we still, if Kanawa is in, like, danger, are we gonna save him, or are we still, like, fuck that guy,
I think he's worth saving if you can, but, if it's between, like, me and him, please don't pick him.
Oh, no. Never.
Then I think we're good. I think it's like if we have to, we should, but if it's going to harm us,
Alright.
I think there are
Alright.
other people to prioritize.
Definitely. Alright.
Do we have to go into this hole?
Well,
Is that what this is telling us?
I think maybe it is. I think that scouring the above might not be our best course. There's so much up there, and we haven't seen any of our potential allies except for the dead ones, and he has brought us down here, so perhaps the rest of Irid's finest went
Is
through
this-
the tunnel.
That is true.
Does this new dead guy that we found, does he also have what look to be snake puncture wounds?
He's in the same condition as the rest of his friends, yes.
I see.
Then perhaps we do go down this hole.
Yeah, maybe Dion's at the end of it.
Something.
Or your bare-chested friend.
Oh, I hope so.
Bare-chested friend.
Yeah,
You
could-
haven't met him.
We could probably see.
Oh.
We can
No.
probably
But
see his
yeah.
pecs reflecting any light that's down there.
And
Alright, well, who's first?
yeah, what's marching order?
Me.
I'll take up the end then.
Okay.
We'll go strongest on both ends.
Ooh, would you like your... I know he's your former ally, but he could go in front of you as a little bit of fodder.
I walk up to my former comrade.
Mm-hmm.
I look at him. I don't know how much of you is actually here right now. You were a brave soldier in life, and you can choose to be so in death. However, if you are tired, I would not blame you if you didn't come. So choose.
And your old squad mate looks at you with very vacant eyes, and they sort of dart around the room and they dart towards that hole, and then they look at Kane as they begin to walk down.
It might not make you happy, but he's like this for 24 hours, mate.
Well, maybe it won't be so bad then. It ends and his soul is free.
Yeah, I mean, I gave him the choice.
Push this hole, walking ever down at a steady incline, and you start to realize after a while that this isn't new. It's a well-traveled cavern. It is definitely naturally excavated. It doesn't look like there were any humanoid involvements with its creation. However, it does look consistently used. So much so that as you start to get further, you start to see like sconces and some of them are lit. And in between them, you happen to find more writings. These are not in Draconic.
Are they in
Any of our languages?
Abyssal at all?
Sylvan.
Okay.
Giant or undercommon?
Try to. Can you? Do you read
Is it an
Undercommon?
infernal text?
Are you just asking, or do you? What languages do
No.
you speak, Ersid?
No, I speak undercommon and thieves can't, and Sylvan and Orc and Giant and Elvish.
Jesus, a linguist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You hadn't
I'm the
mentioned Undercommon earlier, so I don't know if I can retroactively give you those. But I can
Oh.
give you this one.
Okay. I just for some reason didn't think it would be undercommon, so I didn't even say it. But
Always say it.
Always say it.
always say it.
This says, "In love, we find strength."
Friendship solves all.
It says, in order to continue, a human sacrifice must be made.
Well, there's only one human among us, so
He's been good to us.
I'm kidding. Sorry, oh my gosh.
What does it say?
I'm just messing with you guys. It says, through love solves all.
In love, we find strength.
Oh. In love, we find strength.
A little rusty, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
I could see how you would confuse that for a human sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, where I'm from, it would be human sacrifice. Love doesn't exist, so.
Jesus Christ.
We should unpack that.
As you continue deeper into this tunnel, you hear the sounds of, it's like a soft trembling, and you can hear the soft like tick, 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 as you get further and further, and this cavern starts to split off into different tunnels, but you can see that these offshoots aren't as well walked. You don't see any sconces or torches down them.
But we can still hear that weird, like, sound.
Yes, it's echoing all throughout the cavern.
Maybe it really is the fucking bone spider. What is the thing in, like, it tick, 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 like, leaving the holes in the
Oh
ground?
shit, yeah.
Oh, I was just assuming it was like their ribs that they were moving on, puncturing the ground.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
so they're
that's, yep, for sure.
Wait, did you guys defeat the bone spider?
No, we scared it though.
Or
I
said
hear-
spider again.
I
We
hit
did
it pretty
hurt it.
hard, but
Yeah. You smashed part of its head off. It's hurt. And probably pissed.
yeah, probably.
Unless there's more than one.
Ugh, I hope not.
And
So
you
should
start
we-
to hear a rumbling coming through the cavern.
Maybe
you
we
can
should
feel
hide.
it and start to see pebbles breaking off of the wall.
Let's hide.
Yeah, okay.
Roll stealth.
I
Oh shit.
Yeah, mine was really bad.
21 total, nat 20.
Wow.
Nice.
28.
Aim. Okay. Ersid.
28.
No, that I was acknowledging your.
Oh,
28.
okay.
Yeah, that's my bad. Kane.
11.
Okay.
8.
Okay. All right. Looks good.
No, it doesn't.
Well, no, it doesn't.
Looks
She does
good
not
for
know
the
how to hide.
Fucking bone creature.
She just like lies down or something. Like it doesn't even.
You guys lie down. You get next to the wall. Phil, you sort of like use the natural darkness of your armor to like place it within the light and sort of have it reflect just like the way the earthy cavern would. And Ersid, you've become so accustomed to the idea of hiding and sneaking around that you meld into the blackness. No one can see you. And the rumbling gets louder and louder until finally you see what looks to be the skull of a bone serpent peering out from the tunnel. And it slows down as it begins to look around with its empty eye sockets, raising itself high towards the ceiling and back down across the earth, shimmering past Phil, past Ersid, coming closer and closer. Nonari's backing up as he begins to, you can hear the soft sound like a scream in his throat emit, and the creature stops rigid as it turns around and strikes quickly at the body of the arid soldier. And it grabs them and tunnels just as quickly as it came through the rest of the cavern.
Wait.
Thank God.
Wait. As it's leaving, I cast Hunter's Mark.
Go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Fuck.
Gotta take a gamble every once in a while.
Yeah, no, that's a good play.
90.
90.
Is this 90? No. Wait.
9.
I don't know. I rolled so on the one that has 2 numbers, it's 0.
And the one that has one number, it's a 9.
I think it's 9.
It's a 9.
So that would be 9.
Oh, that's 9. Okay.
As this happens, you cast Hunter's Mark, and what does your Hunter's Mark look like?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I get this little tingle in my fingers that I've only started to feel recently. Maybe it's all this magic that's going on around me. And it kind of, this soft green mist emits from my fingers and latches on
Okay.
to my target.
And as it does, it makes a strange symbol in Elvish that lets you know that it is marked. And it sort of wisps away. And at that moment, the air feels still. There's an eerie silence about. But nothing seems to have alerted them of your presence. Actually, you did cast a spell. What are the components of Hunter's Mark? Is it vocal?
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I'm hidden.
I mean, yeah, but you cast Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, okay, yes, it's vocal.
Great.
And as you do that, eerie silence is the lack of motion. It is the lack of movement from this skeletal creature, as its sort of like rib and tailbones begin to revert backwards as it slithers back down the cavern that it emerged from, and you find yourself face to face with the bone serpent. I need you guys to roll initiative.
Yeah, great. Sick. It was gonna just eat the zombie.
Well, I thought it would be useful.
It would if you could subtle spell it.
You got lucky, or you almost got lucky. I almost forgot.
God damn it.
Well, now I have Hunter's Mark on it.
That's good.
And he has a HP.
Is this a large creature?
Yes, it is a large creature. right. Phil, what is your initiative?
10.
Ersid.
5.
Oh my god, mine too.
Okay, so I'm gonna make yours 6, Ersid.
Okay.
Kane.
12.
Wow, we did great.
Yeah.
Those were some booty cheeks
Oh, shit.
initiatives.
Just forgot.
Okay. So you are at like a cross. In the middle of the cross is the length of the body of the bone serpent. It's taking up the whole 10 feet that the cavern is. However, behind said bone serpent seems to be the outward of the cavern that you guys were following. You guys can see the torches, you can see the sconces behind it. At this moment, the only one of you that is spotted. Did you get under? You guys both got under 12?
Yup.
Yeah, I got 11.
Phil, you're
Yeah.
looking good. Okay, so top of round. This creature rears its head as its skull begins to break against the rocks. Above it, the rocks are falling down on top of you, Ersid, and it begins to strike, going right at you.
All right.
How does a 15 look?
I have a 15.
Okay, and as it strikes, it lets loose the body of the corpse that it was carrying, almost like a feint as you dodge that, and it follows you into the cavern. And as it bites you, it thrusts you into the wall. You feel the rocks digging into your back at the same time its fangs are going through your abdomen, and you take 13 piercing damage.
All right.
Alright.
And 13 poison damage.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Okay, that's different.
Okay. That
Okay.
Yeah, what's your total health?
35.
35. Yeah, I
So-
need you to make a massive damage roll.
Air said no.
So what is that?
You gotta roll a con save.
Fucking hell, dude. 10.
10?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm good?
No.
I gotta roll for you.
Please just be not bad.
And as this pushes you into the wall, you feel the force, you feel everything. And like as the poison begins to burn and shift through your veins, you are seeing black, you are seeing nothing, and you fall to 0 HP.
No! Are you
What the
Are
fuck?
you joking? Oh my god.
Why? I thought that didn't happen. I thought like I get like stunned or something.
It depends on what I
It's a
roll.
randomized
Yeah, it's a table.
effect.
And there's a second randomized effect that
Oh my
follows that.
god. Please just give him a minor scar. My man.
Well, I'll just leave then. See you guys next week when you've carried my body out or something.
Okay, you're not doing too bad. We can resolve this during the
SpongeBob meme, you're not doing too bad.
and you guys all see this. Marching order was Phil, then Ersid, then Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Phil, you see this as Ersid's body is thrust right in front of you, and you can see the consciousness leave his eyes.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Kane, what's up?
God damn it. You fucked everything up just now, my whole plan.
Who, me or Aaron?
Aaron,
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I just rolled.
you killed my friend.
You did. You did.
I did not make any choices. All I did was make a roll.
How close is Ersid to me?
I think we could say you guys are all within 5 feet of each other. Phil's within 5 feet of Ersid. Ersid's within 5 feet of you. You're within 5 feet of Narissa. Narissa is within 5 feet of Nonary.
Okay. Well. Fucker. Okay. First thing I'll do is cast Fairy Fire on the fucking bone serpent at first level.
And you grab your violin and you begin to kind of just strum it. You take the bow across, and instead of like the beautiful sound of this pristine violin echoing through the cavern, all you hear is a disheartening screech as no fairy fire has been exuded.
Great. Great.
Huh? Cool.
Well, let's try this then. See if that does anything. Bonus action, I'll cast a healing word.
You can't cast 2 leveled spells in a turn.
I can't?
It has to be spell cantrip.
Oh, great. That's right. Okay, then.
Finish him off.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Hex on Ilsid.
And
I'll cast Hex on.
That's also another leveled spell.
What? It's a. Oh, it is. I thought it was a cantrip. Fuck you, then. Eldritch Blast.
You've already used your action.
Oh my god.
Is Fairy Fire a bonus action?
No, Fairy Fire's an action, which is why I did it first, because
Bro
I was
crying.
trying to heal him. Because everything got messed up.
don't worry, we've got it on lock. We have a handle on it. It's totally fine.
What about this one? Nope, it's an action.
Take care of it, no problem.
Okay, then I'll inspire Phil. Phil, I hope you are as strong as you are handsome.
Take that part of inspiration.
That's so kind. Is that a D8 now?
I think it's still a D6.
That's a D6.
D6, okay.
Yeah. And it is your turn, Phil.
I'm gonna chop at it.
Okay.
Does he get advantage because it doesn't see him?
You would get advantage.
Okay.
You would get advantage.
I mean,
An unseen attacker.
it burrows faster than I can walk. So I mean, what else can I do?
That's fair. I don't know. You hadn't broke stealth.
Oh yeah. Nah.
No, I understand.
15.
15 hits.
15 hits.
Thank God.
Yeah, good.
That is 24.
Nice.
Damage?
24 to hit. I was rolling to hit for both,
Okay.
and then now I'm rolling damage. I get to reroll that.
Nice. Nice.
So that's 11 damage on the first, and 8 damage on the second.
And what kind of weapon are you using?
Great axe.
Great Axe. Okay. And you come bursting out of the shadows. You only roll advantage on the first one, right?
No, but the second
No
one
big
would
deal.
have been without advantage. The second one would have been 18.
No big deal. I just wanted to make sure. We'll use that for future reference. And immediately your axe connects, starting to break through some of the ribs. Boom, 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 boom. And if this thing could scream, actually it can. And it, as it does, it bellows out as the whole cavern begins to shake. You see rocks beginning to fall from the top of the cavern. You think it might be a sign of something much worse. But taking out these ribs, you do fine. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Yeah. Can I hide underneath its spinal column so that the rocks break it?
I mean, you can go under it. I'll let you go. You'll have to make an athletics check because you technically can't share space with an enemy. But I'll let you try.
Okay, I'll try.
Since it has the open orifice for
So
you
the
to be
rocks
there.
are starting to crumble from
Yeah.
like the.
The ceiling.
Yeah, I want the rocks to hit him.
I was
and
gonna
not
say
me.
maybe do something to those rocks.
17.
17. Okay. It's trying to like coil around you, and each of its ribs, like singularly, are trying to block you off from going inside of its space. But you manage to break a couple of them open and sift in. Anything else you want to do? Is that your turn?
I think that's it, yeah.
Okay, awesome. We are going to. You're fine, Airsid. You're not making death saves. Larissa.
Okay. How close is Airsid to this thing?
Right by it.
Like 5 feet?
Within 5 feet.
Damn, I don't want to get that close. But I feel like maybe we could like crumble the rocks onto it. But then we'd kind of have to move out of the way.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm inside of it.
Until it collapses on top of you.
It's okay. I'm built different, bro.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. So I'm just like gonna go forward, get within 10 feet of it because I don't have to get as close. I will rage and take a slash at it.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
No extra attack yet.
No.
Okay.
I don't get it until
understood.
like 7th level. It's crazy.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
You
that's
swing,
gross.
and as you do, it brings its ribs together, and you just bounce right off. And it looks at all of you. You will die in this cavern.
You first.
I'll back up.
As it rears its head up and hits the ceiling with its whole body. I need you guys all to make a dex save as the rocks come clambering down from the top of the tunnel.
Oh my.
Was it bad?
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, great. That's what we like to hear.
What are you guys' saves?
9.
20.
1.
Okay. So you're fine. You dip and dodge and get out of the way. However, you two, it sort of like opens up its ribs and more of the rocks come in. So you're going to take half damage because of your placement, thankfully. So you will take 5 damage. Kane out in the open, not sure what to do. You are caught off guard by the rocks falling from the top of the cavern and take 11 total damage. Okay, and that is Kane. Your turn.
Okay. Great. I will try it. I'll try it. Healing word, first level on Airset.
Okay. You go and you strum again on your violin, and it's that same just screeching chord.
Okay.
Nothing is coming out. You start to get the feeling that there might be something displacing your magic.
Yeah. That's really good for me.
That's really cool. Just him? Like, it's not like the area? Because Airsid cast a spell, so.
You did,
I did.
but
That was before the snake was fighting us.
Yeah.
True.
And what is the snake looking at him?
Okay. Well,
I mean, it's definitely like darting between all of you. So it doesn't seem to be making any special attention towards Kane.
Okay.
okay.
The snake is like me.
I'll inspire Narissa. And back up as far as I can from the bone serpent.
Okay, sounds good. Next up, we have Phil.
Let's
You're
go.
inside of the snake's ribs.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of it.
Okay, go
Beat the shit.
ahead.
You still have inspiration.
Okay, that is a 19 to hit.
Okay.
This is rolling to hit again.
Okay.
That is a natural one.
Okay, understood. What's the damage?
The rolls tonight.
I know. That is 9 points of slashing damage.
As you take out a couple of ribs from the inside, and it begins to scream. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I think that's all I can do right now, actually.
Okay, awesome. Larissa.
I'll get within 10 feet of it again. Just, I don't know. Fuck it, we ball. I reckless attack it.
Okay.
I don't know what else to do.
You have inspiration now.
I do. Can I add that to the damage or just
No,
It's the attack roll.
just the attack?
And add it to the damage.
only if it's like a spell.
Go ahead and roll damage. I'm gonna look. Maybe I'm reading it wrong.
19.
It's
Yes, it is. Cast a spell that restores hit points or deals damage.
Okay, it has to be a spell. Where's my D10? And then it's another D6. That's what we decided.
that's fine. Let's do that for now.
It's a 2D6 then. So I get my D6,
And then
my
the-
D10, and then it's an extra one on top of that.
Sounds good.
$17.
17 damage as your radiant light. You take the glaive across the ground and it starts to spark and glow as you sear through its bones, almost like cutting through butter. And it starts to scream, "You're next."
Great. Bonus action, I will hit it again.
Okay. 17 damage.
I guess not.
No. Can't get, and it lurches backward as it's ready to strike, and it
I-
brings itself down on top
Well,
of you.
I back up so that once it comes into my space, I can attack it again.
Okay. Go ahead. I think you go past the 10 feet. Well, then it would just attack you.
Does it have 10-foot reach?
Mhm.
Oh.
So it's going to attack you because you backed up.
Shit. No.
We're all gonna die, guys.
You're very lucky that this is you.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Do I still get to attack it?
I guess if you're still up, you just took 12, 15. Okay, that's 19 damage. So 9
9 damage?
damage. So you're fine.
And immune to poison?
Yes.
Correct.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
super nice.
Or else
Is
you would have
immune
taken
to
another
poison?
18 damage.
Wow.
Minimum.
Marissa is.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Okay, but so do I?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Is the immunity from being a Yuan-Ti?
Mm.
Nice.
15.
It's
It's like one of those times where like having an obscure power up is just like super helpful.
Yeah.
$11. Wait. 16.
I feel like we've done a decent chunk of damage.
I feel like you have. And you said how much damage was that?
16.
16. Okay. All right, looks good. As you take your, as it comes to strike you again, you stick your glaive through its open jaws and start to carve the back of its neck. But it continues down, trying to bite you again.
Just flex.
You reckless attacked. What is your AC?
15.
Okay. Damn. as you take another set of jaws. You feel these snake fangs just pierce into you as you take another 4 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing just fine.
Aren't we
Kane.
supposed to be friends? I'm trying to like rip its head apart.
I'll take out the bow that Ersa gave me,
Great.
Okay, for sure.
and I will attempt to shoot it.
You are proficient with bows.
Very good.
Great.
Here we go.
Natural 20. Come on.
Are you gonna back up?
Fucking 3 again.
Cool.
Because if it went Phil, okay, you still might need to back up, or you're gonna be shooting at disadvantage.
Okay, I'll back up to the rest of my.
It's had its turn.
Well, I've had backed up.
Yeah, he
In my
did say he
movement
backed
last
up.
Oh, you backed up last turn? Okay, then I won't punish you for it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't hit.
What did you? It's that
It's
low.
6.
Okay, understood. You shoot the
Damn.
bow, it bounces right off the bones
fine.
between the rocks and hits the
We'll
ground.
handle it.
What are you guys doing? Or,
Raw physical strength.
Yeah, we're punching the snake. He's gonna headlock it and hold it down, and
Yeah.
then I'll just stab it.
I rarely get to play somebody that just does damage. So I'm
let's
doing
get
that.
it.
24 for the first hit,
Hits.
and that brings it up to what is that? That's a 10, but if I use my inspiration, if I'm lucky. 14?
Okay. Only the first one hits.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know it sucks. Mine was too low to use my inspiration on, so there's no point.
I get to reroll it.
Nice.
12 points of slashing damage.
12 points of slashing damage. You just keep hacking away from the inside, taking away more ribs.
It's the only way I know how to dispel magic.
Its jaw is completely like encased around you. You're pulling it out, pushing, trying to use your glaive to stop it from closing completely on you. It's your turn. What do you do?
Try and like rip it open to stab it. Recklessly. Natural 20.
Okay.
I don't think I want to smite it. If this is not our final enemy, I might want to hold on to it.
We have 1 smite.
I have 1 left. I will probably kill it if I smite it though. But
We can also kick it old school
yeah,
and just beat it up.
we might want to just beat this one up just in case.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hold on to it. But that's still. Don't look at me like that.
I literally can't do anything other than smack it.
Huh? Don't do it. Okay, so it's 10. Because it's all your die.
Mhm.
How is the crit done?
It's max damage plus what you roll.
22 plus what I roll.
Yeah. Yep.
$39.
39 damage. Okay. How do you want to do this?
Stop fucking with us. And I just crack its like jaw just straight in half.
Yeah.
Jeez. So you crack its jaw straight in half, like its top and its bottom.
Yeah, like
And you
pull it
rip off
apart.
the bottom jaw, and it screams. And as it screams, it's flailing around. And I need all of you to make a dex save as rocks come tumbling from the top of the cavern.
As rocks fall.
Everyone
dies. 19.
19.
Nat 20.
Okay.
18.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, you guys are rushing, trying to get away from these rocks as they start clambering down, boom, 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 in the middle of the cavern. The snake is still wailing and screaming, but all you guys manage to get away from the rocks. Do any of you grab Airsid?
I'll do it.
Awesome. You do. Are you? Nonari's kind of like limping and hobbling. He keeps being pelted by rocks.
Yeah,
but he's making his way until he gets to you, Phil, and you grab onto him. You can still hear this creature screaming as its head is just knocking back and forth on the cavern. Rocks don't stop falling as you guys push down this cavern. I need you to make another deck save.
Jesus. Not as good. 12.
15.
Natural 1.
Sick.
7.
Sick.
Roll.
I'll use luck.
Okay.
Wait, I'll use my inspiration.
24.
13.
24. Okay. Phil, Kane, you guys are pushing. You guys are bouncing, dodging right through these rocks as you can start to see the light at the end of this tunnel. It looks like it's opening out into a much larger space. But in the midst of all this, you're used to caring for your own body. Nonary on your back is a little bit of extra weight and he's flailing about. He can't get a good hold. Finally, one of the rocks comes, clocks him right across the head. He's screaming. You, Narissa, unfortunately take a couple to the back, but you only take like 3 damage because you're a barbarian. You're pushing down and you can still hear the screams of this creature. The cavern won't stop shaking, but you are finally near the edge of this. You can see out into what looks like another like veranda of villages, of homes and things like that. Only actually you can see in the dark. Narissa, who can see in the dark?
I can see in the dark.
Okay, you can see in the dark. So Kane, you're the one who's kind of leading the charge here, making sure that everyone can get here safely.
That's ironic.
Yeah.
As another clamor of rocks, the whole sheet falls from the ceiling. Last deck save.
God damn it.
Yeah, you're like, this sucks, dude. I've never made so many deck saves in my life. 18.
Nice. 7.
20.
20.
I'll body block it with Nonary.
Okay. And like after seeing that hit that Nonary took, you're like, we don't know how long we're gonna be down here. I don't know if he's gonna make it. We have to make sure that this guy stays alive. And you see just like a full sheet and slab of rocks coming down. Kane, Narissa, you guys jump down through the archway and into the opening in the cavern. You decide to flip Nonary off your back, Phil, and cradle Nonary as the rocks hit you as you take 8 damage. But you push out, unearthing your body from under the rubble, and you look back to see that this cavern that you had used to get down here is completely just demolished. There's no going back from where you came. If you need to get back to the surface, you need to find another way. As you enter this field, you see the makings of almost a reflection of Ilhayat that you'd seen above. You see another level of homes, a small neighborhood. This time everything is made from the same like granite and hard rock that make up the underbelly of Ilhayat. Throughout this city, you would say these walkways are filled with streams from underground water, melted from permafrost. And you start to see like what looks to be some churches and other homes, but it's almost a complete mirror of the origin of where you came from above.
And it's down. It's like a underground city.
Yes. To the north, you see a very large waterfall falling into an open sort of like town square where a large statue resides. It's an obelisk made of the same white marble you've seen above ground. And sitting atop the obelisk, you see this hexagonal crystal floating and spinning, giving off a soft red hue as it illuminates the rest of this plane. Around you on the walls, you see all kinds of lichen and moss bioluminescent, glowing in purplish green hues.
I want to run up to the crystal.
I do the manly Arnold handshake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
job
that. Yeah, for sure.
Job well done.
Yeah, she pulls like a broken like tooth just like out of her
Yeah.
chest.
Jeez.
Very impressive. Very.
And as you admire your trophy, you hear Kane running across the granite as
That's good.
Are you wearing
Foley work.
heels? Just a little.
They're boots.
I'm sure they got a little heel
There's a
on
little
them.
heel on
There's
them.
definitely a little heel on them. Rushing, and you reach this obelisk, and you realize it's like 50, 60 feet tall of smooth marble, and you can see just this gem spinning at the top. And around you are these. You realize that there's more waterfalls. There's about 3. There's the one that you saw to the north, which is huge, like coming out of the top of the cavern, which the ceiling of this is probably like 100 feet high. Whereas the other 2 are a lot smaller, jutting out the sides of the wall, still filling into a pool that surrounds said obelisk.
Okay. It's too high.
Is Notary awake, or did he get
Naru's
knocked out?
fine.
Okay.
I mean, he's not fine, but he's not unconscious.
He's not
Okay.
fine. How are you holding up? Are you seeing stars? I like put Ersa down and start like slapping him like she doesn't know what to do. Her healing's gone. She's just trying to wake him up.
He's down for the count.
I don't know how to fix him. Is there anyone who can do anything?
I can, but I'm far away.
Honoree's like, during the fight with the serpent,
Wait. I pull out my healing potion, the one that I have. I pop it open and I just like feed it to him.
and after a second, Ersid, you feel your throat full of liquid. You take it down unexpectedly. It goes down the wrong pipe. You're coughing
coughing
and
up.
sort of like lurching to life, but you are again conscious with, go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 2.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. 8.
Okay. Awesome. Good job.
Welcome back.
Oh. So you guys did it. You took care of it.
I ripped it in half. Not on my own, but
Yeah.
I broke its
Okay,
ribs.
great. I'm glad I could be there for help.
of course.
Yeah, did you see what
But-
magic did there? Brought
Yeah.
the snake right to us. So nice.
And you've lost concentration, so were it to still be alive, you would not be able to track it.
Well, yeah. But it's not alive.
You weren't there. You weren't conscious.
It's dead, I think.
Oh, okay. I just sort of assumed. But I'm glad to see that everyone else is alright. Are we gonna be hanging out here, taking a rest here pretty soon, or should I find some other means of healing myself?
We might in a bit.
Yeah, it might be wise to do so, considering that we've been in a handful of scuffles since we got near this place, and nonstop since then.
It might be wise to take a rest, is what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you think?
You like yell across.
Yeah,
the
how
room.
loud are you talking?
What do you think?
What do you think?
Hey!
And you guys see that Kane is just kind of enamored with this crystal that's floating at the top of this obelisk.
Kane and his shiny things.
Hey, your music's bad.
I'll look back and just shoot him an evil, evil glare.
I didn't mean it,
Boo, get off
but you
the
weren't paying
stage.
attention. should we take a rest?
Sure. Take a fucking rest.
All right. Let's, there's houses around. Let's scope one out and see if any one of them have a semi-comfortable place to crash at.
Okay. There is homes. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 to your east. You see a fifth larger home to your northwest, and to the north-south, what looks to be some sort of like gathering place. Outside of this sort of, I mean, you can't really tell because they obviously didn't take too much care in building these.
Are we still underground?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
They're more functional than they are aesthetic.
Yeah.
But you can tell that the larger, sort of like church-looking building definitely has had put more care into it. It's rounded off. There are like windows that are obviously like well done, standard shapes rather than just rocky holes cut out of a mound of dirt.
Based off of what I experienced earlier, I think I'd rather actually stay in the church because I can deal with one kind of magic. I do not want to deal with multiple. So if the church is, divine magic and all that stuff, that clearing earlier, that's just my opinion. What do you think?
Every time we've stayed in the church, which I think has been maybe 2 or 3 times, it's been fine.
Well, we've had some ghosts in the past, but they've always been harmless.
Okay. I haven't heard a no.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Anything that can get us some rest. And you walk into this archway. Has no door, no anything. But it is impossibly dark in here. The only one of you that can really see would be Kane and Airsid and Nonnery. The two of you are kind of relying on them. But what you two make out is a similar scene to the shrine in the grove from above ground. Lots of those like stone beds. These ones are a little less ornate, made of that same black rock, and lots of drapery sort of surrounding the room. And in front of you is a large slab motif where in this dim light, it's very hard to make out what's actually happening. But you start to see the makings of a star streaking through the sky and what look to be 2 temples with some sort of energy being displaced between them.
I think this is your black star.
Child of Io, star of blackest night.
Star of blackest night.
What was the blackest night in history? When the sun was eaten?
That would make the most sense.
Yeah.
So who was the star?
Child of Io, star of blackest night. I mean, if this is the connection that we're drawing, would it not be Dendar?
Ooh. Well, that would be a bad thing.
Did you say that would or wouldn't?
That would be a
Yes.
bad thing.
Dendar is who ate
Who's Denda?
the sun.
Dendar ate the
shadow
sun.
serpent.
The Yuan Ti, not my Yuan Ti, different Yuan Ti. They're the ones that summoned Dendar to eat the sun. That's why everything is not great in this country. And when I first got here and we were in the Badlands, I had a vision of a serpent curling around the Dreamer's Flame. I don't know if it was supposed to be Dendar, but it was like dripping blood down and everyone was dead, and I still haven't figured out what that was supposed to mean.
Perhaps a second coming of this Dendar shadow serpent, Sun Eater.
Or something like it.
I certainly hope we are drawing the wrong conclusion.
Are we taking a short rest during all of this
I assume so.
conversation? I will play a song of rest.
Awesome. You guys all get an extra d6 to your hit die.
So during a short rest, we
You can roll up to half your hit die, I believe. And then you just heal that much each hit die plus your con.
And you can also roll one more d6 with the
Yes.
Song of Rest.
Just be careful because you only get half your what you don't use for your healing surge, like in a fight.
Right.
That's why I'm not doing any more than I did.
shit. Where does it say how many dice I have?
It's
Should
just
be 5.
yeah,
You
your
should
level.
have 3 d8s and 2 d10.
3d8. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So what's half? That's 5.
Half would be 2.
Okay.
So you can roll as many as you want. I suggest half just in case you need the healing surge later.
Yeah.
This place kind of sucks.
So do I add? Oh, I add my con.
To each roll.
It's an understatement.
And don't forget to add an extra d6 because of Kane's Song of Rest.
Okay, that's not bad. 18.
Nice.
Maybe you can call the dragon spirit to give us another lesson.
Oh, me?
You did it last time. You're the ghost whisperer.
That's
I do seem to be the ghost whisperer for
is
some
true.
fucking reason.
Yeah. Even on our first night together, you saw the ghost in the shack.
I know.
Ever since then,
Yeah.
they just seem to like you.
All right. Well, are there any ghosts around?
And you hear like a shuffling from outside. You hear it again. And finally you see a hand clad in black and silver armor breach through the archway. And the body of Dion Sunshock walks in, his helmet covered in dirt. He looks around. I heard a voice. Who is in here? Speak now, or taste my steel.
Oh my god, I want
I
to punch
am-
him.
I am glad to see you, sir.
Oh, Dion, I remember you. Are you dead? Are you a ghost?
And you can see the silhouette of a reasonably lively Dion saunter in
Reasonably.
into this church, and he's sort of like looking around. Edward, is that you?
Yes.
I guess it is hella dark in here. Could I like light up a torch?
Feel free.
She'll light it up for you who
I-
can't see.
I thought your name was Philip. Why is your name
It is.
Edward?
My name is Edward Philip Beaumont. But I
Powerful name.
You have 3
given by the
names.
kingdom.
Not just one name, you have 3.
Yes. That's technically true. Sir, I tried to follow traces of our men. I found a pauldron, then stumbled upon some dead. The ones that were lost in the middle of the night. I found those bodies. We followed a tunnel, fought a serpent, and ended up here. And since then, beyond you, I haven't seen anyone, alive or dead.
Don't expect to.
Were your troops also killed by the bone serpent? Or something else?
There are lively pieces of magic that find hold in this reality. Thinking, living spells. Atrocities. Our units were not prepared.
Oof.
So it's just you.
There was a cave-in quite recently. Whatever caused it stopped these spells from existing. I made it, but I don't know about the rest.
Was it?
Are you searching for them now?
I need rest. But as soon as I am prepared, I will be back out to reclaim my men and finish this mission.
I would accompany you then.
Thank you, Edward. The crown will see that all of your merits will be written.
Among the dead, I only found a singular will. So if you happen to know the identities of the men who fell, I think it's important to document them as well.
I remember every single brand that comes under my surveil. It will be reported. Their families will be compensated.
Well, we are currently resting here. Are you opposed to having my superior rest with us?
Is he opposed to resting with us?
Sir?
Is he?
Edward, I will trust your judgment, as this is part of thy mission. If you are to rest here, I ensure that I will also be safe. And if any of you decide to try to take advantage of our precarious situation, I assume, Edward, you will aid me.
Of course.
Then it is
I
settled.
lean over to Kane and I whisper, do you think it's required, like it's mandatory that if you join Erid's Finest, you have to have an insanely deep voice?
I guess that's fair. The only Arid people we've talked to have had very deep voices.
Perhaps. I think a lot of them are putting it on to, seem more powerful.
Puff out their chests.
Yeah.
They're faking their voice.
And as you say this,
Phil just is faking this voice the whole time.
and as you say this,
Don't actually talk like
Dion
this.
steps up to both of you. And before a word can be spoken, the room lights up in a charming red hue as the mural behind you begins to glow. You see the star that is falling in bright white light, animated as it streaks towards the ground, and you can see magic spewing off like meteorites breaking off from the actual meteor itself into these two towers. And at the bottom, you see these motifs of what look to be some sort of humanoids. And next to, or to the right of you, one of the curtains comes up, and you see another motif of what you can only assume is a dragon, but all you can really see is this face with purple eyes and wings that seem to jut out from its neck, covering the rest of its body with like purple markings near the ends and tips, and claws that come down that seem to be holding the visage of a planet. And right on top of the space you are standing, a transparent dragonborn that you immediately recognize as Limp Call begins to, like, what's the word?
Orate?
No, it like appears.
Oh!
Yeah.
Apparates.
Apparates, yes. And in the middle of its voice, the middle of its speech, Mythwol happens to be an effect of the elven kingdoms of Molitushu and would cause for the absence of our ancestors. The mythal. The Draco Rage mythal. Now, this was not to say that we were without hope as a people, as he opens up the last curtain. And it's a collection of Dragonborn that seem to be holding up, instead of one of the crystals, an egg, a black egg. This child, this last dragon, is a myth, a legend told by the followers of Io. She will be born at the time where it is most needed. Shadows are cast by light, and the light, as told by Io, is a lie. And so her sister, the dark, was given to protect us. Nimvala.
Nimvala?
Yes.
Bro, I don't know what's going on.
Big lore drop.
Yeah.
Lots of big lore drops.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots.
If you have made it this far, your pilgrimage is going well. I suspect that you will succeed, for it is rare not to. What you choose to believe is up to you. I, Limcall, am only here to deliver you information and knowledge. What you do with that knowledge is what will protect your people. And the illusion again fades, and you are back in this quiet, silent room as all the curtains cover the murals once more, and everything is only lit by the torchlight of Narissa's torch.
Wow.
I don't think anybody is right anymore. Have we all considered that maybe we're all wrong about everything? We don't know anything.
Yeah. I was just going to suggest a new theory is that nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
I
How about
agree.
that?
I agree with
How
that
about that
theory.
theory?
I think it's the only theory Erset's ever had that I agree with.
It seems that the only way we're going to learn more is if we continue this pilgrimage that these visions keep thinking that we're doing.
Right.
It is like a seminar. We have to keep going to each classroom. Look at finish the rest in seminar.
Though I will say, the closer we are to these dragons, the more right it feels.
Interesting that you say that.
And it might be my dragon scales coming out and speaking for me, but
No, I mean, do you mean like the more right it feels because we're closer to achieving our goal of fixing this magic shit?
no, meaning I don't know if the dragons are exactly a scourge.
I don't think anything is exactly just
One thing.
one thing. They can be a scourge and also a blessing.
Right.
Wow, you've really turned a corner there, Kane. A couple of weeks ago, I don't think you would have been saying stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, maybe it's just my scales talking.
And Dion sort of sits down, looks around the room, and Arid this sort of vile humor would not be entertained. We are taught simply to find the truth. And from what I have seen here, although I find it simply disgusting, there is no lie, there is no agenda. There's only information, and that we are taught to respect.
Right.
Any other day, these thoughts would not fill my mind. But so deep inside this storm, I find myself questioning like I did in my original meditation. So, if we continue down this path, we will find the truth. And I suggest, or I suspect, that it will always be the same. And that this needs to stop. The dragons, the magic, all of it.
Belief is powerful, Theon. Where I come from, I was told a lot of different things. Things that I believed very strongly. That Murshulk was a god that had to be woken up by any means necessary. Blood, mine, or otherwise. But you break out of that worldview. Maybe something happens. Maybe you almost die. And you realize that not everything is exactly as you see it. Maybe something will surprise you. Or you could be right. I'm not here to tell you either way. I'm just saying.
I don't suspect that any one of us will know until we reach the end of our days. And that is what we live for. As a realist, we can only take things for what we are and live in the present. I will find my truth, as you will find yours. And whatever that means, none of us will live to see it.
Damn.
And in that somber moment, Ersid, it catches your attention that on the curtain that fell, you see more vandalism. This one a little more ornate, as you see what looks to be the silhouette of a giant woman. Black clothes, gray skin, with black hair that falls down, her hands outstretched, and before her you see dragons and humanoids milling together in what looks like peace. And above, or on each side, you see the writings in Undercommon. On the left, it states, "She climbed heaven's spire. Only she saw." And on the right, it finishes, "The world for what it was, from above and below." And that's where we're going to call it for today, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for kicking it with this dungeon crawl. And we will see you guys next week for hopefully the finale of Ilhaid. Have a wonderful weekend, you guys. Enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.